Okay. Let's let me get this shared out, and then we will really get going. We do have a lot to cover today. So, yes. Alrighty. Tell me if you see anything on the screen. I am playing with OBS Studio today, kind of experimental, if you will. So, see how many we get in here. Remember to like and subscribe, as the pinned tweet or post says. Just retweeted something on the King Source. The Yankees officially have more shortstops in the organization in MLB history, the most shortstops in the organization in MLB history, while still not having a shortstop capable of playing the position Major League level. And remember, Cashman said that Oswald Peraza is MLB ready. We've got a list of things to cover, including an update on the Aaron Judge extension talks. That's one of the first things I want to talk about. So let me finish getting this, share it out, and we will go from there. And also, if you're a Cubs fan, I do have some information on extension talks there with Wilson Contreras. There's actually 4 different teams. I'm going to talk about extension talks that are ongoing right now. Were before the lockout, and we'll pick up very quickly after the lockout. That's a better way to put it. NFL football is going on right now in the playoffs. It is the Bengals 10, Raiders 3 in the first wild card game, and I did pick the Bengals to win that. So I think Burrow gets that win and gets blown out in the next round. And if the Bengals do win, according to the NBC betting app, I could get a good chunk of money, which would be awesome. Okay, let's make sure. Let me finish posting this out, then we'll get going. I created graphics for this show, and I have the OBS Studio running, so you should be seeing graphics on the screen. If not, then I'm going to have to play with it some more. You take a look. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on that screen, on the OBS Studio screen. So let me know what you see. And I'll get back in just a second. Remember to like and share this out, please. Let's get this going. Make this a fun show to be in. Every week we'll just talk baseball. And if there is a baseball game going, heck, we'll talk about that game. It's now 13-6 Bengals, by the way, for the update there. So I see zeros. So I'm not sure if anybody's in this. We're going to get going here. Yeah, we'll give it another minute or two. Pull up my list so I can see it. There we go. Just removed one item that I left on there from the agenda last week, the Yankees' attitude issues. Yeah, the Yankees do have the issue. They don't have that true leader who's just going to drive the team, force them to play the way they should be playing. So Ohio State's up 17-6 on number 1 Baylor, by the way. Baylor just lost it for the first time this year. This college basketball update for you. Just checking things quickly, making sure I don't have any sources sending me information. There is a false flag going on in Texas as well. That's all I'll say on that matter. All right, it's 3:30. Let's get going here. Welcome to the Let's Talk Baseball with the King Source show. I am the King Source. I don't look my best today. My hair's a little wild. Got some facial hair. Been a long week and a long day. I do have my cool jazz shirt on. This one I playing. It's a different cloth than normal. Breathe a ton. Stop sweating. All that kind of stuff. Alrighty, so Aaron Judge extension. Let's talk with the extensions. The Yankees and Judge are expected to pick up talks as soon as the lockout is over. Cashman assigned one of his assistants, not Gene Ackman, the other one, which is my cousin, is the one I believe that we'll be working on it to try to get a 8-year extension done. We'll see what happens. Remember, the Yankees always wait till the last year of a contract where they work on an extension. I would have worked on it 2 years ago. You could have got it a lot cheaper, and Judge would have done it. But they're waiting till now. Wilson Contreras of the Cubs. Any Cubs fans in here? They're working on an extension with him as well. The Cubs were before the lockout, and they will be getting back to that post-lockout. Okay? That's one of two. Another one, Clay Bellinger. His son, Cody Bellinger, has signed an extension with the Dodgers, and they are currently working on a multi-year extension to that. His extension is good through the 2023 season if the player option is picked up. They're looking to extend him through the 2027 season if they can. Keep an eye on that one. Another one, the Braves are working on an extension with Dansby Swanson. They were for the lockout. They quietly talked to him. They know what's coming. They know he's going to be a free agent. Yeah, got a little bit of dark circles here. Weird. And they're going to try to get an extension done with him. So keep that one in mind. Must be lighting issues. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Yeah, lighting issues. So there's your extension updates there. Roderick Arias. That's how you pronounce it. Roderick Arias has signed with the Yankees. 6'3", 225-pound switch hitting shortstop. Has signed with the Yankees. He is going to be a lightning fast flyer through the system, just like Jason Dominguez has been. Jason Dominguez, however you pronounce it. They have two big time switchers, and they get up. We're talking 35, 100 hitters, probably 300 batting average guys. These are going to be dominant guys. I just got a message. Let's go to check that quickly. That's nothing. I hate when that happens. So, yes, the Yankees have these two switchers that are going to be flying up the system. The Yankees have holes to fill. How are they going to fill them? Here's the latest word. Notice there's a lot coming out about Seiya Suzuki right now. Okay? It is Suzuki. It's a little bit of a difficult name to pronounce. One of them was there's at least 12 teams going to be going after him. That is not true. That is not true. Seiya Suzuki himself said it to a Japanese television. He only expects about 5 teams to go after him, and he said he knows where he wants to play and hopes they get a deal done there. I believe that's the Yankees. Remember Hideki Matsui, Ichiro Suzuki. Others have been working on it. So there's that one. And I do have one of these nice mics. You can't really see it in the camera. See? I have a really nice mic here. Let's get a little bit closer. So I think Seiya Suzuki will be signed as the outfielder. Then they will roll with that. They might have picked the center field most games or bring up Esteban Florial because Hicks could be traded. Remember, Gallo, Judge, Suzuki can all play center field. They can all play all 3 outfield spots. So by signing Suzuki, you have a lot of flexibility in that lineup. Also, Stan can play right field or left field. So, why did my camera just fritz out on me? It's a little better, okay. The CBA meeting. So they had a CBA meeting a couple days ago on Thursday. They talked about a lot of stuff. Jeff Passan gave the first update. He said, we're not likely to actually see a deal till early March, meaning we might not have much for spring trading. And if we do, it's probably going to be double hitters every day at a rework schedule. I don't like this. I mean, it's the first month of the season in April. That's basically going to be spring training for all these guys. They're trying to get back into the swing of things, okay? That's basically what spring training is going to be. I don't like it. Nobody is going to like it, but that is what the situation is. Closing the door over there. There, we got it. So, yeah, we're not likely to see it till early March, late February, but the MLBPA Player Association is expected to drop a counter before the end of January. That counter offer could tell us the date, the story about when this actually happens. And for the camera fuzziness here, I don't know what's going on. I have a higher quality camera than most of the other podcast people. The Twin Bills, Chef Talk, Pete Tom and Eddie. And yet I get this fuzziness issue. I fixed the driver issue. I don't know why I get this fuzziness issue, but I do. So I don't get it. I have these issues, and I have a very good camera. The drivers are installed right. I don't get it, so I apologize about that. Now, the next one they talked about, enticing teams with the draft pick if they play young players. So what does this mean? The Yankees bring up Jason Dominguez. He's a top 100 prospect. Yankees have 7 of them now, which is second base with the Dodgers somehow. I don't know where the Dodgers got them all, but yeah. And he plays a great year, wins Rookie of the Year. Yankees get an extra draft pick in the 2023 draft. That's how that would work. I would incentivize teams to call up those top prospects, get them into games, get them playing. And that was a message from one of my sources. He says, yes, and a lot of my sources watch these, and they don't log in, so you don't see the numbers, but they watch them. And he just, yes, Roderick Rice is expected to hit the bigs before he turns 20. Before he turns 20. Pitch clock crap is going to happen, according to Manfred. Anyway, he's going to try to force the pitch clock this year. Yeah, brain dead. Brain dead. That's the perfect way to piss off all the pitchers and make them purposely slow down. They won't care about the suspensions or fines. They'll make a statement. They need to get rid of this pace play crap. Because if you've noticed, even with this, the time of games have played is longer than before the pace of play. All they're trying to do is get more ads in these games, which should be banned. The expected luxury tax thresholds. The MLBPA wants it at 245 million or higher. Who's the one that said that first? Yeah, me. I've been the one throwing that number around. I said 240 to 250. They wanted a 245 million or higher. They will not accept lower. So luxury tax is going to skyrocket. The second threshold, they want somewhere in the 285 million range. The third, about 325. That's where the MLBPA wants it. They will not settle on that. And that's one of the holdups right now. The arbitration changes. They're going to do away with the arbitration system and have a flat money raise every year. That is what we are hearing. That's the belief right now. Okay? So yeah, every year, a subtle arbitration raise. My numbers are bouncing up and down over there. How many viewers it is? No likes yet. Go check something here quickly. Gotta go check one of my sources. Checking it right now. Okay. Yeah, that source said nothing. And I still see zeros up there, and I know there's likes on this. A couple people messaged me telling me they liked it. So arbitration is expected to go up to, I think it's 740 for 140,000 for a rookie. We'll jump to 850,000 for a rookie, and it'll be raises up to about 5 million for that last year for the free agency. Is what was offered, anyways. And that's the rookie dollars. Let's cover the next one. 13 pitcher max is permanent. Teams may not have more than 13 pitchers on their roster. Period. A lot of teams were cheating last year by doing it. Not allowed anymore. And come playoffs, it's 12. That's what the players demanded. I think for the playoffs, they will raise that to 13. Just saying. See, the last one, playoff expansion is coming no matter what. The only question is how many teams. The players want 16, get as many teams in there as possible to force every team to compete. What that did in 2020, that made 28 teams were in the playoffs the last week. Then it dropped all the way down to about 15 or 18, I think it was. That is a type of competition that will fix baseball. That is how you get these contracts around, get every team competing. You end this, what's it called? Small market crap once and for all. That is how you do it, okay? Now, I was only planning this to be a half-hour live, so I'm actually pretty good at getting through a lot of this stuff. We haven't got the question and answer session yet. I do have a few things that I did not write down. I'm going to talk about as well. So I wish I could show it on the screen on the next one. I'll get a second, but I had a graph I could show on there, show you how brain dead the O's were. But playoff expansion, what is expected to happen is 14 teams, and you would have the one seed have a bye into the ALDS, and they'll be playing in the round-robin playoff round, all of the other 12, and they'd just be fighting to get to that next round. Another one is 2 teams have the bye, like the NFL used to do. The players don't like that. They want it 16. They don't want any teams having a bye in baseball. And because it's not about, okay, this team's going to be rested. They don't want the layoff to where they'll get rusty and lose a couple games right off the bat in the ALDS or NLDS, whatever it is. But playoff expansion is coming. There is no way to avoid playoff expansion. That one is coming. So the O's ballpark is the next one I wanted to talk about. I don't know what to say on this. I really don't know what to say on this. A graph was shown. You can go find it on the King Source Twitter, at the King Source. You can find it on mine, at Top Source Mind. And by the way, there's 5 people running at King Source now. 5. I'm not going to say who they are, because 3 are doing it. They're watching analytics on it, everything like that, watching unbelievable growth. It's over 540 likes already. It's at 13 last Saturday. No other page on Twitter has more than 200 likes gained this past week. So, yeah, I'm doubling it. We'll take it. We'll take it. But yeah, you go check those two pages. The O's batting average, um, it's gonna plummet because all those fly balls he hits left field to get out, they won't get out. They did some math. Go back to that big year the O's had when they won the division. I think it was 2016. They hit 212 home runs that year. I think that's the O's record. Um, of those, 140 were at home. Not even 40 get out with the new dimensions. Not even 40. The O's are brain dead. They're going to kill their own offense trying to keep it fair. They're going to kill their own offense trying to keep it fair. What do you do? What do you do? Yeah. Batting average counts. This is one I was going to talk about last live. I'll do it now. Why does batting average count? The reason batting average was put in is to track how well a player is batting. They're getting it's basically the metric, if you want to use the word, to track how well a batter is contacting the ball, how well they're making contact with it. This is an old softball bat. I've used this for about 15 years. I love this bat. This is the 2004 edition, but they did put an extra stamp on it for 2012, meaning it's been recertified. And they won't be doing those recertifications until 2025, so it's going to give another few years. Also, this 2005 stamp, which is a little weird. That one they won't be redoing until 2030. So it has all the stamps on it. Anyways, it's how well a batter's scoring up that ball, how well of a contact hitter they are. It's basically the metric for contact hitting, okay? You have to have it. You have to have it. Now, a few changes do need to be made to batting average. One, and I hate this one. If a batter reaches on an error, it absolutely must be an unofficial at bat. It has to be an unofficial at bat. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because it's not the batter's fault they weren't out. It's not the field. Well, it is the fielder's fault that he reached. So the fielder should be punished by not affecting the batter's batting average. The pitcher needs to be punished as well. It's not the pitcher's fault, but so it shouldn't affect his ERA or run scores. That's why it should be an unofficial at bat. Unearned run if he scored, but unofficial at bat. That would raise every batter in the league's batting average about 25 points. That alone. That's how many of those there are. Let's look at one in Joey Gallo. 19 times last year. 19 times he reached on an error. They dinged his batting average a total of 41 points just off those. So if you make this an unofficial at bat, you jack his batting average for about 205, I think it ended up, all the way up about 250. All the way to 250. If you just fix that one stat. My numbers just zeroed out. I know for a fact somebody's watching. My brother's in the other room streaming it. So there's something wrong with my numbers again. And I know I'm not the only one. Chef Junior was telling me he was having issues. Pete's having some of these issues. We're not seeing the real numbers, but let's go check my OBS, see what it shows. That's why I run OBS. OBS shows 67. Interesting. Anyways, so if a batter's batting 250, every batter averages reaching on an error about 20 times a year. It's right around there. The lead last year was actually Stanton, and there's a reason for that. He reached 37 times. That's how hard he hits the ball, where he causes errors just by how hard he hits the ball, okay? So we just fix that one to where reaching on errors on an unofficial at bat. You're going to jack the batting average up. Another one that I have toyed with is making a sacrifice fly an RBI single. But they get credited with an RBI single even though they don't get on base. But they get that's the other way you could raise the batting average for giving an extra reward for getting that run in. Now if you sacrifice fly getting a run in. Or sacrifice bunt as well. They count as hits if you reach on sacrifice bunts. So sacrifice hit counts as a single. Why not do that with the sacrifice fly when you get a run in? Greetings, Fleming. So batting average definitely counts. But what you need to do for any fan, no matter what your age, is learn how to balance the batting average stat with slugging, OPS, all these others, on base percentage, and that. And on base percentage is actually calculated off any way you reach base. You reach on an error, your on base percentage goes up. So why doesn't your batting average just stay put? It helps your OPS, so why not the batting average? That rule needs to be changed, where a reaching on error becomes an unofficial at bat. That would really help all the batting averages. You see batting average on the league go up about 25 points just off that one. But the OPS is walks, reaching on an error, being hit by a pitch, everything. And another one that one guy suggests, he's actually a big time baseball reporter, suggests, you've heard his name. You've heard his name. Sweeney Martin. Yeah. He actually suggested this on MLB Network that they change being hit by a pitch to a single, where you actually get credit for a hit for getting hit by a pitch. Why would you do that? That's genius. The average hitter gets hit by a pitch 12 times a year. You have 12 hits every player. Then you look at a player like Anthony Rizzo. He got hit 27 times last year. Give him an extra 27 hits. He's batted about 268. Respectable. Joey Gallo got hit 14 times last year. I believe that's a stat. I'm going to go ahead and check that real quick. You can check that. You go to the stats, and it has a section for hit by pitch. And 2021, it is showing 12 times he was hit by a pitch. So 12 times he was hit by a pitch. You give him those as hits, and Joey Gallo's batting average is probably about 220 just off those 12 hits. So that's another one that they should be able to do. And I don't know why they wouldn't try to fix that one. So our last point is Anthony Volpe. I don't know why everybody mispronounced that. It's not Volpe. There's no way to get any sound on that E, especially in Spanish. It'd be Volpe if you were going to do that. It is Volpe, straight up. I think that's where to get it a P. But it is Volpe. He is going to be beginning 2022 at AA Trenton. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? Almost a guarantee he debuts this year in 2022. It's almost a guarantee. If he comes out and has a hot April and May, he'll be moved to AAA. And if he stays hot through AAA, he'll be one of those few called up in September. And yeah, my source immediately messaged me, yes, it is expected Volpe to debut this year in the MLB. So yeah, get ready for that one. I'm getting this make picks things again. Every time I get this, I can't make any picks. Yeah, they're locked out. Oh, I can make some. Yeah. So I'm making picks here. But yeah, Anthony Volpe is expected to debut this year. Trey Sweeney is expected to start at AA. Jasson Dominguez is expected to start at AA. Austin Wells expected to start at AA. So a lot of these guys start to move up the system. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Let me finish this up. So Volpe will, a lot of these guys can probably make it by 2025 at the absolute latest. I think 2024. Some this year, some next year. Jasson Dominguez is starting to fly up the system. If he bats the same way he did at AA up single A, and single A I count all levels, he is going to be dominant. He will be dominant. I'm almost done with this. I think Kyler really have a better game, but the Rams will win, by the way. Well, let me project how many points we scored on the wild card round. Okay. Well, at least I got picks in. So Anthony Volpe heading to AAA or AA with a slew of other guys. Hi, Peter. So that kind of covers everything. We talked about Judge. They're expected to talk about extension as soon as lockout's over. We ran through all of the new stuff coming in the CBA, and one I did not cover actually, the CBA. They are expected to get rid of draft pick compensation. And the owners proposed this. The players accepted it already, guys. They're expected to get rid of draft pick compensation for signing a player who has a qualifying offer. That failed. It was never filed. It didn't even get to court. That's the only update there, Peter. The guy never had a case because I've been using my name and pit photos, everything, logo, everything for 2 years. Therefore, U.S. grandfather law completely protected me. The judge laughed it out. I got an email from the judge saying he couldn't stop laughing when he saw it. So whoever that was is trolling. Anyways, yeah. So got a lot to look forward to. Roderick Arias, if he comes up, he projects very close to Francisco Lindor. If you know, Lindor's a 3,100 player with the Indians. He hasn't been with the Mets. He's flopped with the Mets. And he's going to continue to flop. His swing is not made for that gigantic ballpark. No, the guy just vanished. So remember, this is just for baseball. Don't be asking questions outside of baseball. So yeah, Volpe, Sweeney, Dominguez, Wells, all expected to start the year at Double-A and start moving up. They all get to Triple-A this year. Volpe is what expected to actually make his MLB debut this year. So, anything else? The Yankees are expected to talk to both Story and Correa after the lockout. And if you saw that tweet I shared yesterday, back in December, they'd have been in talks with Correa before the lockout. That is confirmed by a MLB Network reporter, one of their senior reporters. The Yankees have been in talks with Correa. So there's that one. That was confirmed also with Story. My gut says it'll be Trevor Story. This is what my gut says because you remember what the Yankees did with Marcus Semien? He signed a 7-year deal with the Rangers. Yankees offered 6 years, $188 million. If they're going to do that for Semien, who's 3 years older than Story, why aren't they going to throw like a 7-year, $140 million offer at Trevor Story and try to get him, or even a $150 million offer at Trevor Story to try to get him? Why wouldn't they? Just saying. If they could get Correa to drop down, the Supreme Court ruled yesterday forcing vaccines is illegal, unconstitutional. Supreme Court ruled that. So trying to keep all political stuff out of this live. And injecting the skull is a thing. Well, they'll take it and inject it back here to try to get into the bloodstream quicker. But yeah, so lots of exciting things going to happen here. The expectation, according, by the way, to Jeff Passan, is Yankees will re-sign Anthony Rizzo very quickly after the lockout. That's if they don't gain traction on a trade. He thinks they'll try it those first 2 days, 2 or 3 days after the lockout to get that trade done for Matt Olson. If they can't, then he thinks they're going to jump right on Anthony Rizzo, get him re-signed to a 3-4 year deal. Because Freddie Freeman's people told the Yankees not to try. That's from Jeff Passan. He said that live on ESPN last night. If they posted it. I was watching live on ESPN, and yeah, I saw it when they did their baseball thing. It was the same thing yesterday when he was updating on the, what was it? CBA Talks, my brain. So the Yankees are expected to go with Rizzo or Olson, not Freeman. Gardner is not even being talked to by the Yankees. Cashman himself confirmed the other day when asked when it was about Gardner, will they be signing a minor league deal or anything? He said that, quote, I don't think there's any interest from this front office in bringing him back. That is the first time that has been said. Pete Simonetti said the same thing a couple months ago, that the front office isn't interested in keeping him, and they go out and they sign Ender Inciarte, who fills Gardner's spot. There's no need for Gardner now. Eventually they signed Seiya Suzuki as expected, also with Florio, who's MLB experience as well. Cashman was a radio interview on MLB Network Radio. It was one of their reporters. I can't remember his name. He covers Yankees a lot. Brendan Cootie, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I listen to all this stuff. I pull all of this up just like that Bobby Malone guy. So we're going to go here about another 5 minutes for this show, and then we'll call it quits. He's got another source here. Weird. Okay. Now, one source, yeah, he confirmed, he said, yeah, there's no interest in bringing Gardner back. Now, he emphasizes the same thing was true a year ago, right before they started talking to Gardner. He said the reason they did that is they didn't get traction with anybody else. They haven't just got traction. They've already signed Inciarte and another guy. I can't remember his name, but he can play outfield as well. But I think they signed Suzuki can move forward with that. Both John Boy and Joe McFly did. I've asked him. I've had other people go onto their lives and ask him, and they ignore it. John Boy mentioned about the accusations. That's all he would say. He wouldn't deny it. He wouldn't say anything. He goes, yes, he knows about it. He's not going to do anything about it, he said. He doesn't care. But yeah. But yeah, so yeah, there's no room for Gardner. There's just no room for Gardner, especially with Hicks coming back. And that, and yeah, so that's about it for today. I get asked a lot what the Yankees bench is going to look like. It's doing all that on here. That is the hardest thing about the Yankees for 2022 to predict. What is the Yankees bench going to look like? Okay, Seiya Suzuki can play everywhere. He has over 100 games at first base, 100 games at third base, 100 games at all 3 outfield spots in Japan, and his about 1,500 games played there. So he can play everywhere. So going to Ender Inciarte, he plays all 3 outfield spots. He can play second base and shortstop if he had to. Joey Gallo plays all the outfield spots. The Yankees have a lot of guys like this. If they could get a guy like Anthony Volpe up who could play 5 different positions as well, He can play the corner outfield spots, third base, shortstop, and second. There's another guy. Uh, that's Jose Peraza. He's a AAA. He's when they signed. He can play outfield and infield. There's also the other Peraza, Oswald Peraza. Captain said he is MLB ready. I think he gets traded. The Yankees have a lot of these versatile guys, but one that's gone, Trey Sweeney. He signed with the Reds today. Earlier today. I think it might have been yesterday, actually. But he signed with the Reds. He's gone. He'll be joining their minor league system. So we've got about 4 minutes left on this live for what I planned. So we'll go that far. So the Yankees minor league system is loaded, and they've jumped the Yankees minor league ranking up with the 3 guys they signed today. Let's talk about the other 2 in a minute here. All the way up to number 4. MLB behind only the Dodgers, Braves, and Oakland Athletic. Excuse me. What's his name? Trey Amburgey. Trey Amburgey went to the Reds. He's gone. You can look it up there. I retweeted it. But yeah, he's gone. Oscar Colas, by the way, he was expected to sign with the Yankees. He actually signed with the White Sox, who made him a big offer. The Yankees could not match it after signing Roderick Arias. So that's why he went to the White Sox. I don't think he makes their big league roster. He's jammed behind too many guys there. But yeah, the Yankees farm system it's skyrocketing back up to the top. And I think when they finish it, they'll be up at the top. They signed a catcher. And find his name. It's Hernandez. This guy's 6'4". He's another big catcher, 6'2" to 6'4", just a big guy. They've also signed a second shortstop today. Okay. Looking for it. Yeah, Ice-T is a major Yankees fan. Keep that one in mind. That was a fun one to run into today. That was a very fun one. I'm just not seeing one that has those. By the way, if you're on the West Coast, stay away from the beach all the way through tomorrow after that volcano erupted. That's down near Tonga, but it is sending waves as big as 5 feet. And these are not mild waves at the shores all the way up the West Coast. That's all the way down through Mexico. Yeah, I cannot see that one. I know I retweeted it. I'm just not seeing it, but let's see. I know how to find it. And Twitter's playing its game again. Ever have that happen where you start typing it in the chat and it flings you into whatever hotkeys they are? Rangers got Jose De Jesus, by the way. He's going to be a big one. He's a big hitter. He's about 6'3", 6'4". He can play everywhere. He's going to be a big get. It's Lazaro Montes, the Mariners. Okay, got the agreement tracker. So I was looking for it to go down to the Yankees. There may be another one we don't know about yet that was added to the tracker. So I will let you know. So Luis Suarez, a shortstop out of Venezuela. He's about 6'1", 6'2". I don't think he's a switcher. I can't find much information on him yet. But yeah, he's a shortstop. And then it is Diomedes Hernandez, the catcher out of Venezuela, about 6'3", 240, big dude, can really catch. He's an incredible defensive catcher, but has the bat. It's a very good bat to go with it. By the way, there was another shortstop pick to sign with the Yankees. I think he went to the Braves. I'm going to check on it. No. Oh, yeah, dude. Diego Benitez out of Venezuela did sign with the Braves. He was their big signing. So, yeah, there's that. By the way, a lot of younger brothers of players, including Thomas Sosa. Yeah, that's Sammy's son. Signed with the Orioles. Around the league, you can see the little brothers of a lot of players have signed. Now, with the Washington Nationals, I wanted to see if they did sign Juan Soto's younger brother. Then we're about to end this live. So let me just check this one. And no, he is not listed. They signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 players, but not Juan Soto's younger brother. So maybe that one will be coming in the coming days. So that is live. I did have a part in it. A friend of mine hacked them. And if you've noticed, the one is just dead silent. Been dead silent for over a week now. Whoever the run hasn't even logged in. The other one's just gone. I did have part of that. A friend of mine hacked them and got them shut down and gave them information to FBI. And they have both been arrested, by the way. People that have been running them are arrested. So it's been the live for today. Let's Talk Baseball with the King's Horse. Do it again next Saturday. Try to make this a weekly thing. I will gather stories throughout the week to talk about, put them onto my list, my tracker. It's been fun. Yeah. Go ahead and go watch the football. I have heard that, Peter, but I've never actually been able to confirm it. I've got stuff over to Dominguez himself to confirm it, but with in English, the name Jasson is Jason. So it is a little bit of a confusion there. I would go Jason, makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, this has been the Let's Talk Baseball King's Horse for January 15th. We'll be back on the 22nd, hopefully for another game. You never know what can come up. Well, if there's a baseball game, I'll combine it with the live if that happens during the season or whatever. But we will be back next week for another live and another show. Have a great day, everybody.